stop for a minute. I want you to really stop and get still and think about this. What if your hopes and dreams could come true? What if the desires you have for yourself, the things that you secretly want, could become a reality in your life? You see, one thing I believe is that you can achieve it. Whatever it is that you desire, whatever it is that you want, the more that you secretly want to experience, you can achieve that in your life. And so, if that resonates with you, if you get excited when you think about your hopes and dreams coming true, when you think about achieving the things that you want to accomplish, when you think about experiencing the more that you desire to have, I want to invite you to give yourself a chance to do exactly that. Whether it's in your life personally or it's in your career professionally, whatever it is that you desire, you not only deserve it, you can experience it. And so if that resonates with you, if you're saying to yourself, that's me, I want to invite you to visit my website, www.womenwantmore.live. I want you to make your hopes and dreams come true by being diligent about your success. Well, it's me again. I'm back here to welcome you once again to the I'm the Good Thing podcast. This is the place where we unpack life wisdom. We pray, we affirm, and most of all, we discover our true beauty, our worth, and our power. I'm Denise Taylor, and I'm all about helping women build a life they love that begins with us believing everything good about who God created us to be. Now, this is the place where we get energized in a God kind of way as we see ourselves the way God sees us. And let me tell you, sis, you are good. Today's life wisdom is this. Sometimes you just have to let people play themselves right out of your life. It's okay to let them go. Now, don't get me wrong. I know this is way easier said than done. Letting go of any relationship is difficult. Moving on from any relationship is hard. But there are times when we can recognize that the people who are in our lives don't mean us well. And it's time that we allow them to play themselves right out of our lives. We subject ourselves when it comes to relationships to being open and vulnerable to other people. And when we find that they have disvalued us and discredited who we are, we owe it to ourselves to be resolved in taking care of who we are. But sometimes it's hard. It's hard to let go, even when it's toxic, even when it's not good. It's hard to let go because it's something we have become accustomed to. We just got used to it. We got comfortable with it, even if it wasn't in our best interest. So letting go of even something that was not good for us can still be hard. And so I just want to give you a couple of tips, because taking care of ourselves when it comes to recovering from relationship can be difficult. This is why you sometimes see people slip back, because we go back to what's comfortable and known. But if you're going to be resolved and moving forward and no longer subjecting yourself to someone who doesn't have your best interest at heart, you're going to need some tips on how to make that happen. So my first one is this. You have to recognize it's time to let it go. And that can be difficult, because your heart may be saying, I want it, and your head may be saying it's not right. But I want you to lean into, what does God say? Ask him to give you clarity on the situation and let you know when it's time for you to make a move. You see, whatever he advises, he backs it up. So if you can know that God has given you the green light to let go, He will help you navigate the difficulty that comes along with doing that. So ask Him, is it time? The second thing I would advise is to change the story. Because what typically happens in the moments where we've released that person from our life is we start rehearsing a lot of narratives that allows them to sometimes look better than they actually were. We begin to tell ourselves stories about what was good and what was working and what was well about that season. And so I want you to change the channel, to change this narrative, to change the story so that you don't become consumed in your head with the possibility of you having walked away from something that was really in your best interest when it wasn't. The next is to stop assuming blame. This is what gets us. In fact, this is what that person often leans on when they want to come back in. Is the blame that we begin to rehearse in our minds, play over and over again about what we did wrong and how we were not right for making the choice that we did. Stop assuming blame. The next is to forgive and release. Forgive them, forgive yourself, and release both of you to your new beginning. You see, forgiveness is such a powerful gateway that sets us free. And releasing yourself, giving yourself permission to walk in that newness is exactly what you need. And give that to that other person as well. Give them the release to walk in their new beginning too. And then finally, find ways to keep yourself busy. Because when you get idle, that's when you start rehearsing and that's when you start remembering. And so if you can find ways to keep yourself occupied and busy, it's less likely that you will slip back into what was comfortable. So if you're in a situation where you know someone is playing with you, allow them to play themselves right out of your life and allow yourself to be empowered to let them go. Thanks for connecting with me today. If this was a help to you, apply what stood out most to your life. And if you loved it, subscribe so you can meet me here next time. And if you were moved, by all means, share this with someone else. Keep seeing yourself the way God sees you. After all, you are the good thing. And visit my website, imthegoodthing.com, for all sorts of good stuff. And I'll see you next time.